As Indians, we work so hard every day. We work for ourselves, we work for our families. We just forget that there is some time left to reward ourselves. We need to reward ourselves. That's the fullness of life. And yes, we deserve it. Time together with family, is time together in family only from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. after you get back from work? We say no, you deserve more time with family. You deserve more time every month, quality time with your family, and that's what we all deserve. Give your children an upgraded lifestyle. Why should they live in the rigmarole of what your daily lives are? Your daily lives, I'm saying you, the adult, the adult in the family, we all slave ourselves. Why should our children suffer the same thing? I think our children deserve a better life, and to our children, to our children who deserve a better life, they deserve a better life.
Awesome.
A home, okay? We all buy that home, we all buy that little home in our places that we live in, but do we need a resort? Do we need a resort in our everyday life? I think a home that's a resort by the bay, that's what you all are here for. We deserve it. You all deserve that home today. You all deserve to buy that home that's a resort by the bay. A home at a great price. Well, you all have supported in the last 3 months. 3 months back, we started, 3.5 months back, we started the whole process of what we call as a book building method, through which we determine demand and supply. We release the kind of inventory that the demand deserves in the market. And this book building process started about 3.5 months. And we think you deserve a great price for standing in that process and supporting us in the process. A fantastic location. I hope all of you have seen the location yourself. If you haven't seen it, tomorrow is a good time to go and see the location before you hit the airports again. I think you deserve a great home and a great price. Adora De Goa. Adora De Goa is made for you and your loved ones. My name is Anand Narayanan. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for Puravankara Ltd. I've been with this firm for a little more than 5 odd years. I would say it's a great firm. Our intrinsic value in our firm is to ensure that we stick to our promise. The promise that we make a very, very calculated decision on what promise we need to make to our customers, and we ensure that we stick to our promise. And I hope you can take my photograph, because 4 years, 5 years down the line, I'm going to be there, and I'm going to meet you when you all move into your houses, So, invest in life, invest with Puravankara. Puravankara is a 40-year-old firm in this business, a little more than 40 years. Provident, which is the special purpose vehicle under which this project is being developed, is a 100% subsidy of Puravankara Ltd. So, let me ask you all a question, Do you know between Bali, Maldives and Mauritius, which city gets more number of tourists every year? Any guesses? Could you know? Bali, Mauritius or Maldives? Which gets more tourists? Mauritius, he says. Bali, she says. Goa is not part of that question. Between Maldives, Mauritius and Bali, which gets more tourists? Come on, the right answer gets a free apartment in Adora De Goa. Come on. Now look at all the participation, Bali. Okay, Bali gets the most number of tourists between these 3 cities. And did you know Goa gets more tourists than Bali? Okay. Goa gets more tourists than Bali, than Mauritius, than Maldives. Now imagine if all these infrastructure plans come true, and I'm sure you guys must have caught with the traffic when you're coming back from the airport into your respective hotels. All these road widening that is happening, this elevated expressway that is happening across Zuari and Mandovi, if all those things fructify, imagine the kind of tourist boom that can happen. The GDP, gross domestic product of Goa, is higher than Phuket. We think Phuket is the tourist hub, it's bursting at its seams in terms of tourist atmosphere. Goa's GDP is higher than Phuket, higher than Maldives, higher than Mauritius. It equals Bali, in some way, in terms of just pure GDP terms. That is Goa for us, that is Goa. Goa is not that little quaint town that we all read about. Goa is bursting at its seams in terms of economic activity, you know. I didn't know until we decided to do a project in Goa. I thought Punjab is the richest state. I thought Punjab was the richest state. Goa is the richest state in terms of per capita income. Per capita income, every individual's income, as a percentage of the national income, Goa is the highest. It's 2.5 times the national average. The best quality of life as per the National Commission of Population. 62 lakh tourists come in every year, contributing about 10,000 crores into the city. Okay, Panjim is a smart city, and the biggest problem of Goa that most of us know is the small little roads. The roads that Goa is really famous for, those narrow little roads, it twists and turns. The beauty of Goa lies in those small little roads, you know. But it is also, those roads are also the bane for Goa, you know, because you can't take that additional traffic load. The biggest investments in Goa is going into road development. Okay? And please, once again, when you're going back to your airport, you're driving back home, please observe the amount of road development activity that is going on. NH66, through which you guys must have come in, it's almost becoming double its size. Okay, this narrow little two-lane bridge which crosses over Zuari, right next to it there's an elevated 6-lane expressway that is coming in. And can you imagine there is going to be a restaurant? Can you imagine there will be a restaurant right in the middle of the bridge, an elevated restaurant, you know? I mean, who would have thought in India these things can happen? And this is exactly happening. Please go by the road, you do your Google stuff, and you will find out all these things happening in Goa, you know. A maximum amount of investments are going into road development, and that's going to actually pick up this whole pace. Well, we understand that in Goa, all of you will have multiple options. You will have various options. There are great developers, very good developers in Goa who are doing some fabulous work, you know. I think we need to tell you why you need to choose us. Okay? I think you have given a statement of fact by giving your checks, but I still think we need to tell you all why we think you should choose us over everybody else. You know, I think in Goa there's a lot about location. There's a lot about location. Should you go to North Goa? Should you go to South Goa? Where do you go? What's the ideal location? Okay? Here's a little video that we have about what's happening in various parts of Goa and specifically with respect to our product. Take a quick look at this video and we'll come back to you.
Everybody loves Goa for its sun, sea, sand, seafood, and buzzing nightlife. But did you know Goa is also one of the richest states in India with a per capita income that is 2.5 times that of the entire country? Goa has the best quality of life in India as ranked by the National Commission on Population. With around 41 lakh international and domestic tourists arriving in Goa year on year, tourism contributes over 10,000 crore rupees to the state's GDP. Truly a breathtaking destination, Goa has a unique offering for everyone who visits it. While the peace and tranquility of South Goa may be something you and your wife enjoy, your children may prefer the buzz that North Goa's nightlife offers. So where would the ideal investment location in Goa be? Dabolim and Central Goa. Located near the international airport, it is also in close proximity to some of the best hospitals, schools, and colleges. It's Pilani, MES College, and SMRC Hospital, making it the perfect centralized location. Adora De Goa in Dabolim at Central Goa is a resort district by the bay, located on a hillock and offers panoramic views of the sea. When you buy a home in Adora De Goa, you buy into the future of development. Dabolim is not just close to the international airport. The NH66 Mumbai-Goa-Kochi highway is just 10 minutes away. Thanks to the landmark multi-lane bridges across Zuari and Mandalay rivers, the connectivity from Dabolim to North Goa will improve significantly. The beautiful capital city of Panjim has been designated as a smart city, which will boost the socio-economic development in the region. This 981 crore project will further increase the demand for local housing. Over 229 kilometers of major roads are being upgraded to national highways, and will further improve connectivity. Also a short drive to Dublin and Central Goa are North Goa's popular beaches like Bago, Kalamut, Manjuna and Andulu. So are the South Goa beaches of Majorda and Korba. In short, if you dream of owning a home in Goa, Adora De Goa in Dublin and Central Goa would be the perfect choice. Buy Goa, buy Provident, a Puravankara Ltd.
All right. So do you all know how many how many districts are there in Goa? Three. How many districts are there in Goa? Two. Any other answers? How many districts in Goa, sir? Do you know? Okay, there are two districts in Goa, North Goa and South Goa, you know. Many times we forget, or we tend to forget that Goa is a state. You know, we tend to look at Goa as a city, but it's actually very large, you know. It's probably 5-7 times the size of Bombay, you know. Goa's districts are North Goa and South Goa. They come and join, you know. They come and join North Goa and South Goa, you know. Our project is right where the North Goa and South Goa comes and joins. It's right at the center point where the current international airport is, and that is the place where our project is. You know, it's central Goa. Well, technically, there's no central Goa, but as a district, you know, colloquially, the location is right bang in the center. So imagine Goa as a cake, and you cut it into two equal halves. The place where the knife falls is where the airport is, and that's where our property is. You know, so whether your children want to go party in North Goa, or whether your wife wants that little quaint shack in which she wants to go have a glass of wine, central Goa, each are equidistant. Okay, and that's the greatest part of this location. You know, equidistant to the popular beaches of North and the tranquil beaches of South. You know. NH66, okay, the road that you all took from the airport, okay, is the airport road, and once you take the left to go towards north, that is the NH66, is the National Highway 66, which is getting expanded, it's becoming a 4 or 6 lane expressway. NH66 starts from Bombay and goes all the way down to south to Cochin, okay. From our property, NH66 is just about 10 minutes. You get out of the property, within about a 5-10 minute drive, you get into NH66, and once you catch NH66, you can go to any part of North Goa or any part of South Goa, you know, and that's the road that's going to be the multi-lane expressway. So connectivity to various parts of Goa and to your respective cities, whether you're coming from Bangalore, whether you're coming from Bombay, is going to be far easier, you know. There are two significant bottlenecks that are there today in Goa. One is the bridge over the river. Do you guys know how many rivers are there in Goa? Huh? Are you from Goa? So you seem to be saying all the answers correctly. Huh? Did any of my boys say what answers, what questions you were going to ask today? Okay, Mandovi and Zuari, those are the two rivers, beautiful rivers. You know, Goa is blessed to that extent, perennial to a certain extent. There are two bottlenecks, these two bridges that cross over from central Goa into that peninsula, which is the Donapala Peninsula, Panjim and things like that. And from Panjim, when you go up north again, which again you cross Mandovi and you go up north, those are the two bottlenecks, which are the old bridges and things like that. Both these bridges, the shots that you saw in the video are actual drone shots of things happening on the ground today. You know, if you're coming from your North Goa hotels, you would have seen those things. The bridges are becoming elevated multi-lane expressways, and that should again shorten your travel time to various parts of Goa, especially the North Goa. Central Goa, Dabolim, is not in some god-forsaken place. It's right in Vasco City, the old town of Vasco City. It's got all social infrastructure around. So if you're thinking of retiring in Adora De Goa, if you're thinking of retiring in Adora De Goa, you have your hospitals around, you have your very nice schools and colleges around. So your basic socio-economic infrastructure is already in place around the city. You know, many of them are just walkable or a short drive distance. 30 minutes to Old Goa. That's a little bit about this location. This is one of the most happening locations, you know. And don't worry, you guys don't need to take your photographs and videos of this presentation. As a matter of transparency, to all customers, we will email this presentation, so you all have a copy of what was presented, you know. So It's absolutely transparent. We'll email the presentation out to you all. Don't worry about that. So, the location. Okay, real estate is all about location, location, location. This location, we genuinely feel, is going to benefit from a number of infrastructure investments that the local government is doing, and it's going to benefit a lot from that growth that this part of the market is going to have. Okay. So I think you all know about Adora De Goa. Here's a quick video about Adora De Goa. We'll jump into the product and we'll tell you what the rest of the evening holds in store for us.
Hello?
A million ways to experience life. Adrenaline rush to surreal bliss. Shape-shifting and transforming. Giving you nothing but the best. That's who we are. Adora De Goa, Resort District by the Bay. Pre-launching park residences around the Blue and East Point. Adora De Goa, Resort District by the Bay.
Okay. The biggest pre-launch in Goa market. You know, we do about 30 odd projects in various parts of the country. And my favorite project is Adora De Goa. You know, it's got this beautiful charm about this. And I hope you guys take some time out. There's a material display zone right behind the stage. There's a little door there that will take you to see the kind of architecture that we're using in Adora De Goa. All the materials and the displays there, you know. Adora De Goa is an integrated holiday district. Integrated holiday district. We also call it the Resort District by the Bay. It's got homes, a resort, and shopping. It's got everything that you all typically deserve in a holiday vacation. There is a little bit of everything for everybody in Adora De Goa. How many of you all have gone to this, visited our site and gone up that watchtower? Can you all put your hands up? Okay, about 55% of them. Okay. I request you, the rest of you all, to do go and take a look at it. I was there when several of you all, I met a few of you all when you all climbed up the watchtower. The view just takes your breath away. The view just takes your breath away. Please do go and see the property. But Adora De Goa is not just about the sea view. Okay? It's not just about the sea view. It's got the sea view. It's fantastic. Okay? It's got a little bit of everything. It's got a great view. It's got a spa at the club. It's got the Blue, which is a mini water park in itself. We'll talk about that a little later. It's got fabulous food and beverage. The Park Hotels is putting up a 200 key hotel room at Adora De Goa. So there will be about 3 restaurants, multi-cuisine, food and beverage available. There's a little bit of shopping available, not great amount of shopping, a little bit of shopping available. So it's a complete experience. There's a little bit of everything for everybody in Adora De Goa. So like I said, residences. Goa's first branded residences is at Adora De Goa, Park Residences, the hotel branded Park Residences. It also has luxury residences otherwise. It has retail, high street coffee, high street cafes, restaurants, boutique shopping, and a resort operated by the Park Hotels under the Zone by the brand of theirs. That's the master plan. You guys will see it in greater detail today. We have each building, each of the fingers. The master plan is based on your palm. That was the inspiration for the architect. It's based on the palm and each of the fingers that radiate into the northern part of the property is all the various rows of buildings that are available. Up north, right on top is the north. Okay, so as you enter in, it's you're looking at the northern part in terms of Vastu. You should believe in Vastu. It's a great looking if you're entering the property and you're facing north. That's supposed to be great. On the far extreme right is your hotel. It's a 200 key property that's expected. Right next to it, the blue and the pink one, okay, have both a bit of retail elements, shopping experience that will be there, banquet halls and things like that. And the rest of all residences. When we came into Goa, we didn't want to put a monstrous glass building, steel and concrete building and spoil the heritage of Goa. Okay? We told our architect, and the architect's done a fabulous job, we said the architecture should preserve the Goan feel. Should preserve the Goan feel, should preserve that old Portuguese charm, that we all come to Goa for. The little colorful buildings, the magentas, the yellows, the blues, all those colors need to be maintained. That little Portuguese windows, those curved windows, the canopies, all of them are being maintained. So the architecture theme for Adora De Goa is Goan outside. But it's going to be extremely modern inside, So let me just take you through a little bit of this charm, those painted tiles for your door numbers, those canopies, those arch windows of the colorful facades. All of these are going to make it look like this old, quaint Portuguese town when you walk into Adora De Goa. But yet, they're extremely modern inside. You have digital locks from Yale, the world's largest manufacturer of locks. It's not Godrej locks anymore, So Godrej locks is dull and boring, It's Yale locks, okay? And imagine, we are putting in these digital locks because when one of your friends says, listen, I'm going to Goa, okay? Your friend is from Bangalore and you're from Delhi. You don't need to courier your chabi to him. You just have to give your key, meaning your password. And you can just walk into your house. You don't need the keys to be given. And that's one reason why we put the digital lock, so that any of your friends and families can access an image of where they are and where you are, Yale locks. Okay, the floor tiles are not some random Naveen tiles. It's Kajaria tiles. We're making that promise to you. We're making that promise. We won't deviate from the promise. We are telling you it will be Kajaria, We're telling that Kajaria is the largest tile manufacturer. The paints are not going to be Raja paint. Here is a developer whom we want you to appreciate, who's making that promise to you that we will put this product, this brand in your home. We are not saying or equivalent. We have an option as per RERA to say A or B or equivalent. We can say Asian Paints, Berger Paints, Raja Paint or equivalent. And eventually use Raja Paint. That's not what we're saying. We are giving you this promise that will be this paint on your walls. Switches are not Anchor, okay? And mind you, Anchors are good switches, okay? But Schneider, the German technology, that's going to be on your walls, okay? Whether it's your DB board, electric DB board on your walls, or your switches, they're all going to be Schneider. This is the world-class brands that your homes that Adora De Goa is going to have. Your CP fittings in your bathrooms is going to be Grohe. Your CP fittings in bathrooms are going to be Grohe. Grohe is typically a brand that we use in products upwards of 1.5 crores in our whole cities. That's the kind of brand that we are using in this home, because we realize that if you have your home in Goa, you want that little luxury when you come in. when you come into a hotel, you don't expect some altu-faltu taps in your bathrooms, okay? So why should it be any different if you come into a home in Adora De Goa, right? When you come and you expect luxury, you expect nice things at your home, okay? So, Grohe fixtures as your CP fittings, American standard as your sanitary ware, okay? The best of global brands are there inside your home. This is the brand promise that we are making. There is no or equivalent. We will deliver Grohe, we will deliver American standard, Schneider switches, we will put Berger paints, there will be Kajaria floor tiles, okay? This is the brand promise that we make to you all, okay? And that brand promise is on record, it will be there in an agreements for sale as a specific thing. The only thing is the company closes down, then we can't do much. But that's the only relief that we give to ourselves. Hopefully those companies don't close down, they're world-class companies. Okay, the blue. The blue is a mini water park. When you come to Goa, we all do realize that you all want to step out of your property, you know. But we believe that if you are in your property, there needs to be sufficient number of things for you and your family to do. Okay? Here is a little something. Here is a little something which is there for everybody in your family. Let me ask you guys a quick question. Do you know, sir, what's the typical size of a swimming pool? In an apartment complex, 1,000 apartments are there. What is the size of a swimming pool? 150 meters by 50 meters must be Olympic size. That's one option. Would you know, ma'am, what the typical size, you know, so what would be the typical size of a swimming pool? Tell me in square foot. What's the typical size of a swimming pool in a standard home in Bangalore, Bombay, Delhi, you know? 800 to 1500 square foot. Any other answers? Standard size of a swimming pool in a home which has got 1,000 apartments. Would you know, sir? Just guess. You don't take that phone away from you. You can guess. Any other guesses? Most of the swimming pools are in the range of about 2,500 to 4,000 square feet. Okay? 2,500 to 4,000 square feet. So 1,000 families are there. Okay? The typical size of a swimming pool is about 2,500 to 4,000 square feet is the typical size, you know. The blue is a 40,000 square foot water zone. Yeah? Okay? So that's the place to clap. You know, the pause is for a clap. So, the blue is a 40,000, almost an acre. Almost an acre. Okay? The blue has everything in it. It's like a mini water park. Okay? It's like a mini water park. It's got multiple swimming pools for the kids, for the adults. You don't have to, when the children are splashing around, you don't have to be at unease with your wine glass in the swimming pool, so you can be at peace. The children can be somewhere else and you guys can be somewhere else. There is a sunken bar. There's a poolside bar and restaurant. There's a poolside restaurant, let me not say bar and restaurant. The poolside restaurant by the hotel, you know, which will be there to serve food and beverage around the blue. So there's a sunken bar there. There's an open air jacuzzi. There are slides that you see, those colorful little slides for children to walk around. There's snorkeling. Goa is not a snorkeling destination. Maldives is a snorkeling destination. Goa is not a snorkeling destination. So what we said is, okay, we will punch in some aquariums into the fringe of the pools. Into the edge of the pool, we'll punch in some aquariums, some fish tanks. So that when you snorkel around, you get that imaginary feel of as if you're snorkeling around in your reefs, you know. That's the kind of feel, okay, you're not snorkeling with the fish, but you'll get that experience of as if you're snorkeling with the fish, you know. There's a lazy river, there's an aqua gym for those of you fitness fanatics who want to come here on a holiday and work out. There is a little aqua gym for you to stretch your muscles. And then there's something called a signature drenching fountain. We call it the 100 pipes, you know, colloquially. These are, you're lazing around in the pool, and every 1 hour or every 2 hours, whatever timing that we said, whoosh, the water goes and drenches everybody, you know. And it will be a spectacular view from the top of the clubhouse. The clubhouse overlooks the blue. So this will be, I mean, if you guys are living here, everybody in Goa is going to envy you, you know. So do own a small piece of it. Oh, sorry, there was something else that was there. So it also has the clubhouse, like you say, it has poolside restaurant, like I told you, there are private cabanas for you. So around the blue, that zone that you see is a dry deck, you know. But for emergencies, no vehicles will come there. But that's the area where you can sit and relax, have your food, have your beverages, you know. Then there are further private cabanas under the buildings, you know. All these are the things that are there. The dry deck is another 20,000 odd square foot, okay? And the private cabana is another 20,000 odd square foot. So almost it's a nearly 2-acre kind of heart of the property. That's your recreational zone. Hospitality at Adora De Goa. The Park Hotels. You know, India's largest hotel owner is the Taj Properties. Hotel meaning the company owns every hotel. The hotels that you see, the hotels that you all live in, like this hotel, Grand Hyatt, is not owned by Grand Hyatt. It's owned by the person who owns this hotel. There is another individual who owns the hotel. It's just that Grand Hyatt manages this property. Okay? But Taj typically owns every property that they manage. You know? The second largest hotel owner in India is the Oberoi's. The third largest hotel owner is the Park. The Park hotels that you see in various places, whether it's Calcutta, Delhi, Bombay, Chennai, Bangalore, are all properties that they own. You know, they put their money in and to manage the property. Okay? So that's the guys that we've chosen. They have two brands. The Park is a 5-star property. They have another brand which is a 3-star deluxe property. It's a boutique 3-star deluxe property that's called Zone by the Park. It's Zone by the Park that's going to be at Adora De Goa, not the Park. Zone by the Park. Okay. 3-star hotels are more profitable. They're not white elephants. It's affordable for most people. Food and beverage will be more affordable, not be extremely expensive, but still they have the world-class experience of the Park hospitality. A rooftop lounge on top of the Park hotels. The Park hotel is a 8-story building. It's ground plus 7 habitable floors. It's taller than the rest of the buildings. All the residential buildings are still, just the parking level is still plus 5 floors, whereas the hotel is 7-story, ground plus 7 stories, so 8 habitable floors. So on the roof of it, you get panoramic views of the ocean around. So you have a nice, extremely interesting bar and lounge that Zone by the Park would operate, which you all will have access to. There's shopping at Adora De Goa, a little bit of shopping, a little bit of quaint stuff, a lot of shops around, so you'll have to see what kind of shops will come there other than convenience stores. Okay, construction. Construction is by LLT. Okay. Larsen & Toubro, the largest construction contractor in the country today, if not in Asia Pacific. They are the ones who are constructing. They're already on site. They've started mobilizing labor and activity. We're going to use what is called as aluminium formwork form of construction. It's not the old brick and mortar red brick buildings that are kept next to each other. Aluminium formwork is where 2 aluminium plates are brought together and concrete is molded in between. 2 aluminium plates are brought together for your wall, concrete is molded in between, it sets and you remove the formwork and the wall stands. So the walls are more stronger because they are filled with concrete and steel. They're not filled with mud. Meaning if you put a red brick, there's more mud in it, you know. So a typical red brick building will last for about 30 years. A concrete building, like a precast building or an aluminium formwork building, will last much longer. It costs us more. It costs us more to construct because we're putting more concrete, more steel in it, but it lasts longer in the process. The walls are much thinner than a regular conventional construction, so more carpet area will also be there. Inclusive growth is what we believe in. Rainwater harvesting, solid waste management, sewage treatment plants, these are all part of your projects. Our partners, Larsen & Toubro, the Park Hotels, Trip Villas, we'll talk a little bit about Trip Villas. These are all the banks who have already approved the project. State Bank of India, ICICI Bank, HDFC, Canara Bank, LIC, these are some of the banks to name. These are all, you can avail your home loans from all of these guys. Okay, a little bit of introduction about Zone by the Park, so I'll leave it to my colleagues from Zone by the Park to take you through what they stand for so that you can hear from them before we move on to the next part of the presentation. Dhruv, the video, you ready?
APG Sundar Park Hotels are delighted to partner with Provident Housing, a Puravankara company. A strong partnership is what leads to success. Both the Park Hotels and Puravankara are like-minded organizations with strong, value-driven business models. We believe that this will be the key to our success. Zoned by the Park is positioned as a design-conscious, price-conscious brand, and we are excited to bring this to the beautiful Adora De Goa project. My team and I will work at every step to ensure that this is one of the best-in-class hotels in Goa. With a hotel as your neighbor, the homes at Adora De Goa will truly offer world-class living, excellent food and beverage facilities, housekeeping and recreational options. And I'm delighted to partner with Provident Housing.
So let me invite Santosh, National Director for the Park Hotels, to address and explain the brand zone to all. Thanks, Santosh.
Thank you, Anand. My name is Santosh. Like I mentioned there, I've been part of the founding team for Zoned by the Park Hotels. I build hotels and manage hotels for Zoned by the Park and the Park. We're delighted to be part of the Puravankara Group at Adora De Goa.